What's going on, everyone? So, the Los Angeles Lakers have played their final preseason game, and now our next game is against the Golden State Warriors on Tuesday, the 21st. And I wanted to kind of break down kind of my thoughts leading into that game, the good, the bad, the ugly, kind of the takeaways from what we saw in preseason. Lakers obviously went 1-5 in preseason, which, again, not really concerned of the wins and losses. I care less about that. I care about kind of the players that matter, the players that are actually going to be in the rotation, that are on the main roster, right? Like the Lakers going and, having a lead through three quarters and then put their G League guys in and they lose 37-8 or whatever that game was. Like, I'm not worried about that. I care, like, all those guys aren't even going to be on the main roster, and the two guys that aren't even going to play, right? Like, I care about, like, to me, what a guy like Rui Hachimura or, a Gabe Vincent or whatever, what they do is much more important to me than, an RJ Davis or something, right? It's like, yeah, that's cool. That could help and be beneficial, next season or in the future, right? A guy that I'd like to see the Lakers keep under their umbrella, but I'm not really worried about it this season. I care. Gabe Vincent, how does he look? He's looking great. Well, beautiful. So to me, it was hard to properly assess this team for pretty much the entire preseason because you didn't have like half of your roster for pretty much all the games, right? But I do think that you can take a lot away as far as like individual values and what could potentially be. Right now, based off of the dress rehearsal, because that's the best sample size we have, I think the Lakers were sloppy, and I think that they have a lot of things that need to be tightened up. Right? Now, obviously preseason and the Warriors game where it matters and guys are more focused and guys are more bought in, guys are trying harder and stuff, maybe that gets cleaned up on its own naturally. Right? How much of it was like, hey, it's dress rehearsal, it's a walkthrough, don't go out there, don't go too crazy, right? Make sure everyone gets out of here and gets safe so that way we can go and win this Warriors game. We'll find out. We're going to find out in a couple days. But I did think the Lakers weren't as crisp as you want them to be. Right, on both sides of the basketball, defensively and offensively. Again, I'm not expecting the Lakers to be an elite defensive team. I'm not expecting them to be the best defensive team, anything like that, but can they be good enough? We've seen some great individual performances defensively. DeAndre Ayton's been solid and really bought in. Marcus Smart looked like that savvy veteran defensive player that every team in the league wants, right? Your Caruso, your Lou Dort type guy. Like, it was like, man, this guy could really have an impact on this Lakers team. Jared Vanderbilt he didn't really look in the dress rehearsal game, but he played 14 minutes and he's coming off of the injury. So how much of it was JJ Redick going like, hey, just go out there and get some cardio, just get some reps. Right? He wasn't even like crashing the glass and just even the little things, right? He wasn't even doing like the dirty work that he usually does. But we've seen Jared Vanderbilt look like 2023 Jared Vanderbilt, right? Gabe Vincent has been fantastic in this preseason on both sides of the basketball, particularly offensively, right? He got the nod as the starter. I get it. Like, I mean, again, you can make the argument he's been so good, you kind of want to reward him right now, and you can always make the adjustment later. Marcus Smart, he's just kind of getting back into the swing of things. You don't want to just throw him into the fire. Jared Vanderbilt coming off, he suffered that injury. Like, you don't want to kind of rush him back. So fine, sure, okay. But defensively, it feels like through preseason, a bunch of really good pieces, right? Like, so think of a puzzle, right? And you have all the pieces to the puzzle. Right? Now it's, your job to put those pieces together to the point where the puzzle can be complete. Put the pieces and slot the pieces in the right spots so the puzzle can be complete. It's how I feel about the Lakers right now based on preseason. There's a lot of really good things. DeAndre Ayton looks bought in. He looks committed. He's looking great on both sides of the basketball. Luka Doncic the guy's ridiculous. The guy's out there like just kind of goofing around and just dominating. Just wait until he's like, okay, now it's go time type thing. Austin Reaves had his struggle, offensively last game. And look, I'm one of the first people to criticize Austin Reaves, but I did like that he gave 8 assists, had a couple steals. They took care of the basketball. They only had 9 turnovers total. Austin Reaves only had 2 turnovers. Luka only had 3. Those are the kind of things that I want to see from this team. Take care of the basketball. Austin Reaves, we know he can score the basketball. Not worried about him scoring the basketball. It's everything else, right? Like the first preseason game that he played, he put 20 and everyone was like, oh my God, like he's the greatest player ever. And I was like, wait. Like, we know he can score 20. The thing that's going to make sense alongside Luka is, can he shoot the basketball, which has been a problem. Even this game, he's got to shoot the basketball better from three. And can he show that all-around game? Because the thing that makes Austin Reaves good, and the reason it's like, oh, hey, this guy could be hugely beneficial for us, and we're not just trading him to the highest bidder immediately, is because he's a guy that go get you 26 and 8. Right? We know he can go get 20. So him going and dropping 20 isn't impressive to me. It's, can you get that 20 with that 6 and that 8? Or that 5 and that 6, whatever, right? Like, can you show the all-around game? And again, Austin Reaves struggled offensively, and everyone's like, oh man, he had a terrible game, which didn't have a great game, but I don't think it was terrible because he was good in so many other areas, right? Like, again, I want to know what you can do besides score. Can you defend? Can you? And I thought he had some good defense sequences. He wasn't like, I'm not expecting him to be a lead or anything, but can you be good enough to hold your own and not get torched every possession, right? Like, I thought he had some good defensive sequences. I thought he was moving his feet well, staying in front of guys, right? Making plays, making assists. When the shot's not falling, what else are you doing, right? Are you impacting the game in winning ways beyond scoring the basketball? Because that's what you need from him, right? You need the all-around game. He's supposed to be Luka light. You need him to be Luka light. So, again, it's just, to me, it's about building the chemistry. You got 4 days to really kind of carve out, start to get things crisp, start to put things in the proper spots, right? Start to put the puzzle pieces into the puzzle to lay it out. Things that are very apparent immediately, and I don't think are going to change, are the lack of athleticism out on the perimeter. Lakers still desperately need athleticism out on the perimeter. The lack of perimeter defense, I think, is still a concern. It's been a concern all offseason. It's looked that way in the preseason. Teams just jacking up threes on the Lakers. And just more two-way capabilities. Right? Gabe Vincent, right? He's been probably our best two-way guy. Jake LaRavia, people seem to be kind of hot and cold on him, but he's been probably our best two-way guy. Because again, you got a lot of just one-dimensional guys. Jared Vanderbilt, excellent defensively, but offensively, little limited, little liability, right? Austin Reaves, again, great offensively, kind of limited defensively, right? It's just, we didn't really get a ton of sample size with Marcus Smart and things like that. So to me, it's again, putting the pieces together to get everything involved. All of the issues that we were concerned about during the offseason, kind of saw during preseason, and I think you're going to see a little bit come regular season. Now, again, we've had a lot of really good individual defensive, efforts from our guys. It's, can we put those defensive efforts together into the whole pie, right? Like I said, Ayton's been really good and bought in defensively, being that rim deterrent, even switching out, defending out on the perimeter, being vocal, getting guys moving. Marcus Smart, we saw what he can do. Jared Vanderbilt, we've seen what he can do. Gabe Vincent, right? Can you finally start to, again, preseason, regular season, you don't want to be too critical, and you don't want to create too much praise, right? Like I said, you want to stay in the middle. You don't want to be the pendulum swing like I always talk about, right? Especially preseason, you want to kind of stay in the middle because you can't just get everything from preseason, right? So to me, right, I think if the Lakers can kind of find the better balance while also having the individual performances kind of come together, right, where you have Marcus Smart and you have Jared Vanderbilt and you have those two kind of on a string, right? One goes, it pulls the other, right? This will go, and you just have this string where those two are connected with DeAndre Ayton down low, playing defense, Gabe Vincent slotting in, right? I wouldn't hate, a lineup, especially if Gabe Vincent continues to shoot the way he does, if Marcus Smart can knock down the occasional three, Jared Vanderbilt, I wouldn't even hate, lineups where you go like Luka, Gabe Vincent, Marcus Smart, Jared Vanderbilt, and a DeAndre Ayton, right? Where, you have kind of that two-man game with Ayton. Like I said, if, Gabe Vincent can knock down the three ball the way that we've seen him knock down the three ball, Marcus Smart can do some of that, right? You might actually be able to have this kind of balanced defensive view. I'm not saying necessarily start it, but do different lineups, different rotations. There was a couple lineups that I saw the Lakers use that I thought could make some sense, right? The first lineup in the opening season to start the preseason. I was like, man, you put Luka into that could make some sense. You look at kind of this last game it was like Maxi Kleba, Jared Vanderbilt, I think Rui Hachimura, Jake LaRavia, and Luka Doncic. It's like, hey, you got a bunch of 6'8" guys around them. Luka's the smallest guy. That could bode well. Then they even swapped Luka with Austin Reaves, but Austin Reaves had his struggles offensively. What does that look like when Austin Reaves isn't struggling offensively? Because they kind of had to pull the plug on it because Austin Reaves wasn't able to generate the offense like Luka does. Luka's going to mask a lot, but you don't want to be overly reliant on Luka. Right? We need, again, other guys to impact the game in several ways. We'll see how the Warriors game goes in the first, handful of games. Again, there's definitely some pros, definitely some cons. There's some things that, were obvious in the offseason that were just as obvious in the regular season or in preseason. We'll see if, Lakers can correct some of those things. But anyways, always, this is a discussion. I pass question you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.